In this video, we're going to talk about selecting the entry method that you will use for your giveaway. So you're going to choose the entry method. And we're going to make a recommendation for you. So for your entry, you can have people call you or text you or email you or make a social media post or fill out a Google form or something else along those lines. You could have any kind of medium where they respond to you. They could send you a letter. Or fill out a form, a physical form instead of an online form. However, with all that said, we're going to recommend that you use a Lofty landing page and have people actually go in and enter their information on a lead registration form. And when they do that, all their information, by the way, will be immediately entered into your CRM if they haven't been there before. And if they are, then they'll be tagged in your CRM with this entry. So either way, it's pretty nice for you, and it cuts out a bit of work for you. You're not going to make double entries. That's one of the number one reasons why we recommend you do this with a Lofty landing page. And we're going to show you how to create it. All right, now we're going to show you how to create a landing page in Lofty and have a contact tag assignment. So basically tag that contact and let you know that they've entered the contest. In this case, entered the giveaway. All right, so let's read our little note here. We're going to make a new landing page for each event, including each year. All right, so each year for each event, we're going to remake this page. By the way, it's going to be real simple because we're going to do a copy and modify. After you make the first one, it'll actually go pretty fast. But we're going to do that because we need a unique tag for each of these events. And also, you're able to track the numbers of entries and so forth and so on. You'll see. So you're going to retain the page after each event that you have as proof that you followed your state's rules for each event. That's the other reason you'll do it this way. All right, how are we going to do this? We're going to open the landing pages. So we're going to go into Lofty, and then we're going to go into Marketing Tools and Landing Pages. And if you'd like to go there with a direct link, you'll just click this link and click on this little hyperlink down here, and you'd go directly in. We'll show you what it looks like, however, in this video, if you just log in and then you go Marketing Tools, Landing Pages. When you first log into Lofty, you land here on the dashboard, and from here we'll go into the upper part, and we'll go across until it says Marketing. Click on Marketing. Then we'll go into the left panel, and we'll scroll down till we get to Tools. And right under Tools, we see Landing Pages, and we'll click on that. And here we go. We're in Landing Pages. These are your unique custom landing pages that you're going to make inside of Lofty. So we're going to click on the lead generation form, and then we're going to enter the following information. So let's go ahead and find that lead generation form. So up here in the templates, we have feature listing, listing search campaign, and then there it is, lead registration form. We'll click on that to open a new one. Before I do, let me just point out, I've already made some samples down here for the spring and the summer. So we're going to go ahead and do the Valentine's Day giveaway. So we'll click on this lead registration form. All right, when we do, it pops open and says, hey, what do you want to create? And we'll go back into our notes and see what we want to enter here. All right, so here we go. Page name is the event name and year. For example, the Valentine's Day giveaway and the year 2024. I'm going to go ahead and just copy that and put that into my page name. And there it is. Again, I want to state that it's not only the event type, so it's the event type as a giveaway, it's the event name, the event type, and the date. This is 2024. All right, for lead source, we're going to click inside the box and then type and select a client event. All right, so we'll go in here. It says website. We're going to click it open, and we're going to type in client event. All right, good. There it is, and we selected that. Next, for the URL, we're going to keep it as simple as possible. So we're going to go short so they can fit on a postcard. We want to do it all lowercase. This will become the URL for the landing page. And here's an example of what we will end up with. And here are suggested entries for the ending of it. All right, so Valentine's Day, spring, summer, or pie. And we're working on Valentine's, so I'm going to go ahead and use that. So over here, it gave the full name of the event. You could do that, but again, it would be hard to fit that on an eventual postcard if we're going to send that out. So we'll just make it smaller, easier, bring it all the way back down to simply the word Valentine's. Valentine's. All right, so we'll double check our entries, and now we'll create the form by selecting Save. And there we go. A nice form is opened up, a generic one, a template for us to start with, and it already has some great features in it. And we're going to use this and modify it to our goals. Okay, we just hit save and the editor opened up. So now we'll go down to the next part, which is build the landing page. All right, and so we're going to have some form edits. We're going to edit this form first. And in that section, we got a couple parts. The first part is we're going to do form settings. And to get there, we're going to place our cursor in the upper right-hand corner. There's an option box that will appear, and we're going to select the edit button, the box with the pencil, and then the form settings open. So let me show you where that is. There's actually two places in here that we can make edits. So I want to make sure you go to the correct place, which is the upper right-hand corner. So here's what it's going to look like. We're going to go over to the right. So notice there's this thing over here. It's called settings on the left. We'll go to that later. We're going to go over here to the right. And when we highlight it, notice it's not there. But if I move my cursor over there and start hovering in the upper right corner, this little box pops open. I want to show you that one last time. So if I move my cursor over, the box pops open. And I'm going to select the one in the middle here, this box with a pencil. Notice when I did that, it opened up a panel over here on the left of things for me to work in. And this first one is called Form Settings. And that's what we wanted. We wanted Form Settings. Okay? So now we're going to start walking through it. The lead type is Other. All right, so let's look at that. The lead type, hey, you could do a form where you're just pulling in buyers or sellers, but we're not doing either of those. We're just doing something else. And so that's why we're going to pick Other there. That's the way it will mark it in the contact that this is going to create. It'll either create a contact or append a contact. All right, next we're going to have a tag. This will enter the contact into the event by adding a tag to their contact record. So this is the number one mechanism we're using to get them into the event. So we're going to click inside the tag box. And once we're in there in the search window below, which I'll show you in a minute, we're going to type the name of the event with the year of the event added to the end. Here are examples. And so I'm going to actually copy this example here. You'll see why in a minute, because I'm doing the Valentine's Day setup. But you could have done it for spring clean or summer fun or the pie day. Let me keep going, and then I'm going to show you how. So if the tag is there selected, if not, create it, which we're going to do. And then note, this is critical. By adding the tag, you can search for all entries into the event for the drawing. So this tag is the controlling feature to make sure that we get all the people that want it to be in the event and get them into the actual drawing. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll go in tags. We'll go ahead and click in the box. And then below the box pops open some options. And the first thing is a search for a tag. We'll go ahead and click in there. And then I'm going to paste the name of this event that I want, Valentine's Day giveaway. If it were already in the system, it would show up here and we would just select it. But this says no results found. And it says, hey, since I couldn't find one, do you want to add this as a new tag by clicking here? So if we click there, that plus, it will add this as a new tag in the system. So I'm going to say yes, and we'll click that. And now we have this tag, Valentine's Day Giveaway 2024. That tag will be added to the contact of anybody who enters their information into this form. Okay, next we're going to talk about the form field. We're going to add a name. This is the information that they will enter from them. And so we need to add something, which I'll show you in a minute. We're going to click the add field, and we're going to select a name because name isn't a default that's in there. And then we're going to select that it's required, and we're going to click the save button. So let me show you what I mean. So over here, and we're talking about these entries, right? They're going to enter their email address and their phone number. So over here on the left, it says, all right, we got the email, we got the phone, but I don't have name. So I'm going to click add a field. I'm going to open that up, and I'm going to go search for the name. And it's right here. Built-in fields. Right there is name. I'm just going to click on the name, and then I'm going to click next. And then it says, all right, we got this field label of name. It's going to be the name format is the full name, and it's going to be a placeholder. We're going to click down here for required. That's a required item that they must fill in order to move forward and enter this event. And then we'll click save. You'll notice what happened is over on the left, we have now email, phone, and name. And over here, on the form, it's email, phone, and name. And we're going to make an adjustment here, and that is we're going to sort the fields up and down by clicking and holding your mouse button on the 3 horizontal line symbols on the right side of the field. And we're going to sort them into this order where it says name, phone, and email. So name, phone, and email. So right now, we need to move name up. So over here on the far right, I'm going to highlight it, hover over it, and I'm going to left click and hold it. And then I'm going to move that up. So name went to the top. And then I want the phone to be next. So I'll go ahead and hover over it and left click and hold while I move it up, and then let go of my left click. And boom, whoops, almost got there. So almost got there, just got to resort. There we go. Now I've got, there we go. Now I've got name, phone, and email, name, phone, and email. That's the way I think it's logical for people to say, here's my name, my phone, and my email. You can do any order you want, but that's the order I recommend. Now that's in there. Let's move on. Let's read our note. Hey, do not delete the email field, all right, because Lofty identifies their contact by their email address. So it's a critical piece of information for either somebody new going in or for someone who's already in the system so that we can append their record with this tag. So when the email entered in the form matches an email in Lofty database, it will add this person to your giveaway entry list by adding the correct tag to the contact record. All right, and then the thank you message, we're going to change it to, hey, thanks, you're in the drawing. Okay, so we're going to copy this. Now let's go over there. And it says, all right, we got the button is submit. That's fine. The color, we're going to leave alone. Button action is fine. Boost button action type is fine. It's right here. Thank you message. It says, thank you. I'll get back to you shortly. We're going to highlight that. And we're going to put in our new text, which says, hey, thanks. You're in the drawing. That's going to be the message they're going to see after they've entered their information. That's a confirmation for them, so they don't keep putting their name in 6 times because they're not seeing a confirmation. Okay, so there's a confirmation that they are, in fact, in the drawing. Next, you want to turn this on, this automatic form reset, and that's right here. Automatic form reset, it's off, and if you leave it off, they can only put their information in once. If they put it in incorrectly, it won't let them go back in and fix it. And so we're going to turn this on so that after they enter their information or leave the page and come back in, they could actually start again or add their information. So let's say they put in Mickey Mouse the first time and they're like, no, I really actually want to be in the contest, and they actually put in their correct information. That's the idea there. Okay. Now we're going to go into a different part, which is the form content. So right here, we've been talking about form settings. And now just to the right of it is form content. We're going to click that button. And now we have information on the form, its format. All right, so we're going to click on the form content at the top of that column, which we just showed you right there. And next, we're going to change the title to the name of the event. So I'm going to go ahead and just copy it, and we'll paste it in there. And so the first thing is we have an image and an image. Whoops, I know what happened. I went too far. Here we go. Form content. I was too low, and so I had to scroll back up to the top here. All right, so we got the content. We got text for the title. This is the title style. And then the title itself, it's in this funky looking text font, which is actually just fine. All I need to do is change the wording in here. So I highlight it, and I can't right click and then paste. If I do, it gives me a funky message. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight it. And when you see that kind of thing happen, you can do the other trick, which is on your keyboard, press Control V as in Victor, and that will paste. Okay. And then you'll notice what happened is it put Valentine's Day in there. I'm going to put in the apostrophe. There we go. We got a Valentine's Day giveaway with the date. You'll notice that that popped up over in the form now. Valentine's Day giveaway 2024. Pretty cool. Okay, so now we've got the name of the event in there. Next is the description. We're going to enter the basic text below, plus any required by your state for compliance. All right, so this is where you can make any special disclosures that your state may require. That, for instance, they can make an entry without any charge. They can make an unlimited number of entries. Whatever the rules are in your state that you need to add, you can put them in. All right, so general minimum entry is right here. You're going to copy this. This is for any drawing that you have. You want to at least put this in. Let me show you what I mean. So down here, this is the text we're changing, the text underneath the title, the subtext. So we highlight it. And remember, we can't do our mouse. So we'll go to our keyboard, Control V for paste. It's Control C for copy, Control C for copy, and Control V, Victor, for pasting it. And so we put it in there. And there it is. And sure enough, it came into, hey, to enter the drawing, enter your information below, good luck. So at a minimum, at least put that in there. All right. Now, you could also do something a little more elaborate to give a little more detail. So we've already set these up for you for either a Valentine's Day giveaway, a spring clean giveaway, a summer fun giveaway, or a Pi Day giveaway. And we've given you some language to use to at least get you started. Again, if you want to do something more than just the general minimum, which is a good idea. So let's do that for ours. We're going to go ahead and just copy this great information we have for the Valentine's Day. And by the way, I'm going to do a Control C with my keyboard. And then I'm going to go over to the page. And I'm going to highlight this description. And I'm going to do Control V as in Victor so that it goes in there. You'll notice all this information entered into the screen. Now I do need to go up and fill in the items that we have in the brackets. I need to put in my name as the agent. So it's my name is Mike Cerrone, and it's kind of hard to see with that white, but it's right there, and it's VIP. It'll look good in the final form, but to enter the Mike Cerrone VIP Club free door prize giveaway to win a $100 gift card for a romantic dinner for two at the Olive Garden restaurant, enter your information below. There's no cost to enter. The deadline for entry is February 14th at 5 p.m. The random drawing will be held on February 15th, and the winner will, oh, look at that, it kind of cut off the rest of it. I assume that when we do the full form, it'll fill it out, but over on the left, we'll finish it. The winner will be notified. Good luck. Notice we've got the dates and the time in there as well. We've got the amounts. If any of that needs to change, you're going to do it at a different restaurant. You're going to do a different giveaway. You're going to do a different award for the grand prize. You're going to do a different date for the event of either the deadline for the entry or the drawing. Then you need to update that. Otherwise, we're in good shape to get started here. All right, but you need to put your description in there. And now it's done. And again, if you did the spring clean, it's going to be very, very similar. You'll notice a very similar layout. If you do the summer fun, again, it's very similar, just changes the event name and the prize. And then now the Pi Day does add a couple other elements where, hey, this is going to be a pie giveaway, not a coupon giveaway, not a gift card giveaway. And so this is going to share, tell them that it's going to be a pumpkin pie, and they're going to get it with their friends, and they enter, and then they're going to need to come pick it up on a certain date between a certain time. And this time we're giving them a 2-hour window, say between 12 noon and 2, or whatever you choose. And then you need to put the address of where they're going to pick it up, right? And then let them know to mark their calendar. All right, so all that information I'm going to put in right here on the entry page. We're doing the Valentine's Day one, but again, I want you to know you have the text for these other events as well. All right, cool. So now we're in great shape. We're moving forward. So both background images, the desktop and the mobile, need to be changed to match your event. So you're going to place we're going to place the cursor over each photo and select the edit button, and then a box with a pencil will, that is the box with the pencil. And then we're going to enter the URL for the image location. And here are the photos that we suggest. These are royalty-free photos from Pexels. So be sure to read their rules on using their photos, but you don't have to pay for it as long as you follow their rules. And by the way, their number one rule is you leave all of this information in the format that we have it here. So it says Pexels, and then that's where it's coming from, the name of the author, and then their picture number. That's why it's important. We've already set up a URL. We're hosting that for you in a site. So it's very simple for you to just copy the URL and paste it in. If you have a different picture you want to use, that's fine. But you'll need to figure out how to host it, get the URL, and drop it in. It's going to make more sense in just a second. I'm doing the Valentine's Day giveaway, so I'm going to copy this URL. I'm just going to copy this, and then we're going to go to our page, and let's go down to images. And for desktop, it says, hey, you want to trash this one or edit it? I'm going to click the edit button on the left. It says, hey, what URL do you want us to use instead of this one? All right, so I'm going to copy that. I'm going to totally highlight that. I'm going to delete it. And then I'm going to do Control V. And there is the image. We've entered the image that we have already uploaded for you. And now it has pulled itself into this form. Looks pretty cool, doesn't it? And we're going to click Add. Notice it now creates that photo in the background image, which looks really awesome. We're also going to do it for mobile. There's giving you the opportunity to do 2 different photos for 2 different devices, but we're going to use the exact same photos. So we'll go ahead and highlight the second one. I'll do a delete and then a Control V to put in a brand new URL for this type of image, for this type of device, the image on this device, and we'll click Add. And now you'll notice on the left, we have the photo in both spaces, the desktop as well as the mobile. And this is what it's going to look like over here on the right. Okay. Now, by the way, just if you want to see the differences, up here in the middle of the upper middle bar, there's one that says looks like a computer screen, a desktop screen, and one that looks like a phone screen. And so we can check the mobile view out by clicking it. It shows us what that would look like. For some reason, it's not highlighting at this point yet, but it should. And so I know I've tested this with the URL, and it did in fact work. But that's kind of interesting that it didn't do it that time. Let's try this. Let's delete this. Let's go ahead and edit this again and see if that fixes it. Let's go ahead and delete it. And oh, look at that. When we deleted it, it popped in. Huh. And then we'll go ahead and add the image. And we click add, and sure enough, there it is. It actually looks really good. So luckily, it zoomed in right on the middle of the picture, the most important part. So that actually looks pretty good to me. I hope it looks good to you as well. But that's how we're going to add those images, and we're done with that part. Let's keep going. So we've added these images, and what does it say to do next? Now it says, hey, you want to publish this. To save the work, click the Publish button in the upper right corner. Okay, so up here in the upper right corner, we're going to go ahead and click Publish. And it says, hey, your landing page has been published. Do you want to put this on social media or try a boost? And we're not going to currently do that, but that's something interesting for you to look at later. So we're going to go ahead and just click the X. We have been published. All right, next it says, hey, close that publish notification that we just did, and you're halfway done. All right, so we're halfway there. Let's keep going. All right, next we're going to do the settings edit. Now, even though the term sounds the same, we're actually going to go into a different section on this form. So now we're going to click the settings wheel in the upper left corner of the screen to change the general setting options. This is the basic info that's going to be selected. So what we're doing here is, remember, we started doing editing of the form itself over here on the right, on the upper right corner. And that's how it opened up this form setting and form content, which we've now updated and we're happy with, and we've even published. Now we're going to go over here to these settings. And so you can click this little wheel, this little green wheel, and see what happens. Notice it changed to this here, to settings, and basic info and page tracking, which is different than was there before. All right, now we're going to review or change each setting in the field. And first, we're going to start with the page name. Verify the page name you entered during the page creation is correct. So here we go. We got page name Valentine's Day Giveaway 2024. Yep, looks good. So I just want to point out something that just happened to me and might happen to you. And that is, when I got here and I clicked open my page settings, it went to page settings, but down here, this information was showing the default rather than my new information after I'd already published it. So what I ended up having to do was click my refresh and reload this page. And when I reloaded the page, everything looks good. It comes back in with all my information that I entered. And then from here up in the upper left corner, I'll click settings. And that's where we want to make our next set of changes. All right, so we're going to verify the page name. And so the page name is right here. It's Valentine's Day Giveaway 2024. Yep, that looks pretty good. Next, we're going to verify the URL, that entry. And so I take a look at it, and yep, it looks good. All right, cool. And then the next is the lead source is the client event. So here we go. Lead source is client event. Yep, that looks right. And then lead type is other. It looks like it defaulted back to buyers, so I'm going to change it to other. There we go. And then privacy. This is important. So lead privacy, we want to change this from company lead, which is the default, to a private lead, which is you. We've talked about this before, but in Lofty, you have two options here. If it's called a company lead, then the company controls the lead after they enter, and you cannot modify or delete it without their permission. So I recommend you call it a private lead so that you can modify it, delete it, export it, do whatever you need to. So that's what we're going to do here. So down here, lead type is other. And here we go, company lead privacy. We're going to change this to private lead. So lead privacy needs to go to private lead, not company lead, but private lead there. All right, let's see. We can add third-party registrations of Facebook and Google. I'm not sure. I haven't played with that. I'm going to take those off because I don't know if they fill in properly at this point. but you do have that option if you wanted to do it and give it a try. I just recommend if you want to try it, you go ahead and do it yourself first and see if you're logged into Facebook, and then you register for the event. Does it get all your information into your contact inside of Lofty? I have not tested that. All right, let's keep going. Tag, you're going to leave it blank because you've already entered it in the other form settings section. So that's going to throw some people. Right here, you actually leave this blank because remember over here in the upper right corner, we went ahead and already labeled the tag that it's going to be. In fact, I'll click it and show you. So I clicked over here, it sent us to this other part of the form. And if we go over here to tag, see it's showing Valentine's Day giveaway. So I'm confident that that's there. I'll go ahead and close this section, go back up here into the left settings. I know this is awkward. They have two settings on two different sides. Just remember the first setting is to set up the look of the form, and the second one is to set up some of the function in the background. All right, and there is some crossover. So it's just the way it is. You got to look at both sides. So we got the page name, we got the URL, we got the client event was the lead source, and we have the lead type. And we have right here a very important one. This lead privacy is now private lead. That's your lead. You're private rather than the company. And we're leaving tag blank. Okay, there are no other changes or entries, so we're going to go ahead and publish. Click the publish button to save this work in the upper right-hand corner. And that's right up here. And now it's saved that information. I don't turn this off just so I can see that the landing page has been published or published. And so now all my information is in there. And we just closed the publish notification page, right? And now let's see what we've got here. It says, hey, do a page review. Click on the world symbol at the top of the page, and the form is going to go ahead and open in a new window. You're going to review the accuracy of any changes required. Remember, there are the two sections that you need to edit. So if you don't find it in one section, look at the other. The edit button in the upper left corner, and there's an edit button in the upper right corner, and we've shown you that a couple times. But right here, what I want to do is I want to see what it looks like out in the wild, out in the public. And so out here, over here in the upper right corner, there's this world symbol that looks like a globe. And we're going to, if we hover over that says view site, and we're going to click on that. Here's our form out there in the world. It's looking good, everything there that we needed. Looks pretty nice. It's very simple form, yeah? So it shows EPIQUE, it shows our name with our little picture and our license ID and our contact information in the upper right corner. And then in the middle, it says, hey, this is the Valentine's Day giveaway. It gives them directions on what the event is, how to enter their information, what 3 pieces of information we need, and they just click submit, and they're in. Note, and I'll remind you, once they do that, click submit, it'll show them a simple message that says, hey, you are entered in this contest, in the drawing. All right, cool. We are rocking and rolling. So now the next part, we're going to go and create a smart plan to email the giveaway entry confirmation when the contact is tagged. So not only will they get confirmation on the screen, they're going to receive an email confirmation that they are in this event. By the way, it's another way for us to get in front of them. So pretty cool stuff. What we're going to do is we're going to open the smart plans and set one up. So we're going to go into Lofty, go into marketing, automation, and smart plans. Okay, when you first log into Lofty, I like to start on this page. This is your dashboard, and then you can get here from anywhere, but you're going to go into marketing, and then you're going to go on the left panel under marketing. You're going to look at automation and then smart plans. So we're going to go ahead and click on smart plans, and it opens up the smart plan options. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to click add new and then start. So up here we see smart plans in the upper left, and then, and I'll highlight that, we see smart plans, and then right to the right of it, we see add new with a plus symbol. We're going to click on that. When we get here, there are some default ones that we could select. What we're going to do, though, even though there's a Valentine's Day one, we're not going to pick that. We're going to go over here and we're going to click the word start. Now, what this did is it opens up a form that we can create our own plan. And we're going to walk through and create a simple plan to send them an email when they're entered into this event. All right, so we're going to go into settings. And so we're in the settings right there. And then we're going to have a plan name is the event with the year. So notice that is universal each time. We keep doing the same thing, which is cool. It'll be easy for us to track down stuff later. And so with a plan name, we're going to go ahead and paste this in here with plain text. And we got Valentine's Day giveaway 2024. You'll notice I don't put in the apostrophe for this one because sometimes when it saves that into any kind of URL or computer code, it creates a little challenge. So that's why I've been leaving it out if you were curious about that. All right, next we got a target lead type. We're going to change it to read include one of. So it says equal to, and we're going to say include one of. Okay, and then we're going to click on the drop down and select all the options buyer through other. So we've got include one of any of these: buyer, seller, renter, investor, agent, homeowner, landlord, or other. If they are tagged in our system under any of those, that's okay. They can enter this contest. All right. That's all we're saying is, hey, the target lead type can be any of these, and the plan name is going to be what we gave it for the event, and then the scope is my plan. We're not going to click anything else here. We're done with this side. So now we're going to go into the trigger. So we've got the settings. Now we're going to do in the trigger, what is going to set this off? And the trigger is going to be select tag changed. Okay, so over here we look through the list. We've got lead created, lead assess assignment changed, and tag changed. We'll click on tag changed and open that option up, and we have this advanced trigger and conditions. So in this pop-up window of advanced triggers, now we're going to look put the tag added. And then the drop-down list, we're going to find the selected tag created for this event. In our example, it was Valentine's Day giveaway. So let's look for that. So the tag is already defaulted and then added. And then now we're going to go to the far right and say what it is. So this was Valentine's Day giveaway 2024. So we're going to click on that. And now it's entered into the options. So what it's saying is, what is the trigger? Well, when somebody gets tagged with Valentine's Day giveaway, then we're going to take the next action, okay? So we're going to skip any other conditions, and we're going to click Save. I will just say this. We're going to want to double check and make sure before we move past this trigger page, because it's very important everything lines up, because we can't change it later. So what is it? It's a tag. It's added. And when we add this tag called Valentine's Day giveaway, that's when this thing's going to happen. And yes, that is what we're doing. So that makes sense. There are going to be no conditions we're adding. So we'll just click Save. All right. And now that's saved down here. A tag added Valentine's Day giveaway 2024 is the event that will trigger the next action. All right, so now let's go into the action itself. The action is going to be an auto email, which, by the way, is the default. But we went, by the way, from settings to trigger up here, and now we're going to go to actions. Okay, so we click actions. And now what it says, hey, what we're going to do is immediately send out an email. And that's perfect. That's exactly what I want. It's assigned to the agent. That's us. That's great. Now we need to fill in this information. And so here we go. It says, enter the subject line and body copy, and you can see the samples below, or use your own if you want to. But for the Valentine's Day giveaway, that's the one we're working on now. Here's the subject. you're entered in the Valentine's Day giveaway. I'm going to click that, copy it. So after I highlight it, I'll copy it and I'll go to email subject and I'll drop that in and paste it. Boom, there it is. Pretty slick, pretty quick. You could choose CC all family members, but just one person signed up, so I'm not going to select that. Next, we've got the body copy we need to get in here. So we'll highlight it. We'll copy it. Okay. I'll go back in here, and in the body, we'll go ahead and paste this in. And now we got all the information we need. Hey, congratulations, you're now entered into, in the brackets, we have to fill in our information. So in this case, it's agent's full name. So the Mike Cerrone VIP Club free door prize giveaway to win a $100 gift card. That's our top prize for a romantic dinner for two at the Olive Garden restaurant. There is no cost to enter. The deadline for the entry is February 14th at 5 p.m. The random drawing will be held on February 15th, and the winner will be notified. Thank you for hiring me and referring me to your friends, family, acquaintances, and coworkers for real estate services. Good luck. And then our name. Okay, so this is our first name. Now remember, when I send out an email, I've set it up so that it will also add my email signature. So that's why I'm just going to use my first name. I don't have to put any other information. My full signature will drop below. Now, you could leave it in this format, which would be absolutely 100% fine. Or if you want to make it look a little prettier, because this will be email, you could create some spaces. I like to create spaces between the sentences just for easy reading for somebody. So I'm going to go ahead and do that and just add a couple of spaces here, a couple of lines. There we go. That's how simple it is to set up that email. Pretty nice. Okay, we're going to review, modify, or update the image, and once we're happy, we'll click Save. So I'll just scan through that again real quick. So you're entered in the Valentine's Day giveaway. Congratulations. Romantic dinner for two. Boom, boom, boom. And it's all looking really, really good. So I'm going to go ahead then and click Save up here in the upper right corner. Upper middle corner, it says Add Smart Plan. Click Save. Now it is saved, and that smart plan is in there. Where is it? Let's go ahead and find it. Right down here, Valentine's Day giveaway 2024, and it is in there. Next, we want to turn on the smart plan. So what we're going to do is we're going to find the plan under the smart plans. And we're going to go for My Smart Plan. So let's look at that. So we got Smart Plans, and then below that we have My Smart Plans. So if for any reason you were in a different section, you want to check that out. Make sure you're under My Smart Plans. And then you're going to toggle on to the right the Auto Apply. And so we'll go ahead and scroll down to it, Valentine's Day Giveaway. And going all the way to the right, and here, this toggle, we need to turn it on. Please note this plan will automatically apply to the leads that meet the application conditions. Remember what that was that they were tagged as entering this event. So we're going to say confirmation, boom, and now anybody that enters our event, if they get tagged with it, either through the fact they filled in the form or something else we'll show you in a minute, then they're going to be entered into this event and they're going to receive this confirmation email. Okay, that was the auto apply tag there. And then we confirmed it, so it's great. Next, I want to point out a quick note. You can manually add a contact to the contest by adding a tag to their contact file. For example, if you receive a phone call or a text asking to enter the contest, you can just go into your CRM and indicate add that tag directly to their record. Let me show you what I mean. All right, if we entered for the first time, we're on the dashboard. Now we'll go into the people section. Let's say that Terry contacted us and asked us to be entered into the Valentine's Day giveaway. So we could click on her name. And when we clicked on her name, we could go ahead and look right here for tags and notice she's not in the contest yet. We could click on this plus, and then under the search field, we can type in Valentine's Day. And there it is, the giveaway, and click it. And once we click out of this, that tag will be added to her file, and she will immediately get an email that will be sent out to her saying, hey, you're in the contest. Okay, so we'll go ahead and click there. We'll click outside of that. The tag is now added, and she is now in the contest. Okay, and she's also just received a email letting her know that she has been entered into the event. Okay, the next thing you want to do is you're going to want to test the system. The way you do that is you're going to go ahead and open up a landing page and put your information in. So here's what that's going to look like. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to marketing, tools, and then landing pages. So this is where we left off, and I'm just going to show you. You would go to marketing, and then roll over on the left. We'll go down to tools, and then landing pages. And it's going to show us the landing pages we've created down here at the bottom. It says page name, and it has, hey, Valentine's Day, summer fun, and spring clean. Well, we just did the Valentine's Day. So once we find our landing page, we'll go ahead and click on the name of it, the hyperlink. And that opens up the event page in a new tab. And so now we can read through, make sure it looks good. And once we do, we can enter our own name in here. So I'm going to do Mike test. Man, I like to put the word test in these things when I create it. Test man. Actually, I think I've already used that. So testing. I'll just call it testing. And then a phone number. We'll make one up. 3555758, and then an email address. Now, if I use a fictitious email address, it won't email it out. So that's what I'm going to do. Okay, so I went ahead and I entered the information, the name, the phone, and the email address. Once I have the information in there, I'll go ahead and click submit. Notice what pops up on the screen. Thanks, you are in the drawing. All right, so thanks, you are in the drawing was there, and the defaults back to the entry form itself. Okay, back in Lofty now, let's go ahead over to people, look at our CRM, and see if that one was added. Yep, sure was. Look at that. Mike testing was added as a new lead. So let's go ahead and open that up. And sure enough, already tagged as Valentine's Day giveaway 2024. So let's look at what we did to test the system. We went into landing pages, and then under there, we went ahead and found the page that we needed, and we hyperlink, opened it up. We entered a name, a phone name, number, and an email of a test contact from our database. And then we went ahead and pressed submitted. So the result one was that we saw a thank you message on the screen. Result two is we received a confirmation email. And result three is that we were tagged inside the event database. Since all three of those events occurred, boom, we are in great shape. We just tested the system, and we're now ready to promote the event and be confident that we can get people entered into it. So that's what we've done in this video is we have shared with you all the way back up here. We shared how to create the entry method. All right. So we'll see you in the next video.